Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Lady T here. Excuse the blocky nose kind of sound. I've got a cold. Not COVID, just a simple cold. But I'm not gonna let that stop me from talking to you guys and putting out this video. So, what's this video about today? My top tips on how to be successful in business. Yeah. 10 top tips on how to be successful. Enjoy this video. Again, thank you for stopping by, thank you for hanging out with me, and thank you for listening to me. I don't take it for granted for anybody that stops by my channel and listens and watches. And I also don't take it for granted if you hit that subscribe button and like and comment and share and all that other great stuff. So thank you. Okay, so my 10 top tips in how to be successful in business. I want to be a bit real and give what I see as the 10 top tips that have helped me get to where I am today. Now, I still ain't there, but I'm definitely on my way there. And I like to keep it real, and I hope that these tips in one way or the other will benefit you, or you could use them, or you can integrate them, and you can make sense of them in you either starting your business or adding it to your business. Or if you're just thinking, yeah, what's the best way to start? I started as a novice, and I'm just hoping that this video will equally encourage you and also show you it ain't that deep. It ain't that hard. If it's portrayed to you out there, oh my God, it's hard to start business, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. No, it's not. And I'm just gonna give you my 10 top tips that have helped me and are still helping me today. And then you know what? Please feel free to hit me up, to message me, put a comment in the box below if you need some support or encouragement, because we're in it together. And one thing I am personally passionate about is seeing women grow in business. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm out there for the men as well, hell, the men. But, girls, it's for me and you, you know? Talking to you. But no, I'm all out there for supporting women in business. And later on in this video, you'll see a testimonial from an amazing lady that I've had the opportunity to work with, mentor, be a blessing to, and she's been a blessing to me. So you'll see from her perspective what she thinks. So let's get into the 10 top tips. Now, in saying that, they're not in any particular order. But tip number 1, take it to God in prayer. Now, I know I said that they're not in any particular order, but being a woman of faith, being a woman of scriptures, I think it's only right that is probably the only one that I'll put as number 1. You've got to take it to God in prayer and pray about it. Pray about what you want to do. You know, you might have seen what we might call signs or thoughts. Take those thoughts and put them into prayer. Go and find scriptures in the Bible and put it into prayer. Even go down to the most basic level, and I don't find anything basic or anything silly. I still take my business idea and whatever the area is, put it into Google, and I'll put scriptures about. So scriptures about, so let's say for instance my business is car washing. There will be some scripture somewhere in some shape or form that has a relation or a relevance to the action of car washing or whatever it is I've Googled. Then I will take that scripture and I will hold on to that scripture and I'll put it into prayer in the sight of my goal that I want to achieve in creating that business. Tip number 2, write it down. Whatever your business idea, whatever your business thoughts are, write it down. And I'm going to take it back to the scriptures in this particular tip and say Habakkuk 2:2 tells us, write it down and make it plain. Now, I have definitely learned from experience that when I write things down, and oh yeah, by the way, get a book. I'm giving you that as an extra tip in here. Get a notebook. This is my notebook. This is my, can you see that? P31 notebook, right? And I write down every single thing regarding my P31 business, ideas that I have, things I want to plan to do, advice I've been given, or I might even be driving and I see something that, oh, that's giving me a bit of inspiration. This book goes everywhere with me and all my notes in here. And when you write something down and you can see it in print or in ink, there is more an encouragement to get it done. How many things have you thought about that you want to do? And you've left it in here and you've not done anything with it? I'll put my hand up. I'm that person. I've had loads of ideas. In fact, between me and my husband, we've had loads of ideas. I've been married 12 years and we've had loads of ideas that we'll talk about. Then it stays here. Then nothing gets done. There is something deep about writing it down and making it plain what you want to do and what you want to achieve. And when you go back and you look at your book and you're like, oh yeah, I want to do that. But if you've not got anywhere that you can physically see it, it just stays in the clouds, in the fairy clouds. Tip number 3. Be yourself. Whatever the business you are going into or whatever business that you are in, be you. God created you to be you. God did not create you to be Jenny. That's if you're not Jenny. And God didn't create you to be Susie. And that's if you're not Susie. I'm Ruth. God created me to be me. And he made me with all different characteristics and attributes. So therefore, I am going to use me in doing my business. One thing I've been taught in marketing many moons ago, and I always say, and where I've got an opportunity to tell people, and I say it, people buy people. People get engaged with you. People start liking you, start rapport with you, start getting on with you. Then if by any chance that business idea comes up or that Instagram page comes up, and like, oh yeah, that's what she's doing. Oh my God. You'd be surprised that that person, or you tend to get business comes from, oh yeah, she's cool, she's fun. Oh my God, look at her business that she's doing now. Because people have warmed to you. So if you're providing a service, sell your characteristics in your service. So one of my businesses that I do is event management. Now, many people that know me, I'm quite loud, quite laughy and all that. Anyone that I've worked for their wedding and did their wedding will know that I'm me. I run around doing my coordination, I'm laughing, I'm jumping, I'm in with the bride and groom, I'm in with the family, I'm making everybody happy, making everybody comfortable, because that's my character. And by his grace, using my personal character has allowed my business to grow, has allowed word to spread about me because I was myself. I don't look at what other people do and try to be them. Now let me put a little bit of a comma in there. There's nothing wrong with looking at what other people do and being encouraged by what they do. But you've got to put your own spin on it, and it's got to be you. Be yourself. Tip number 4. In business, why do we start a business? What do we start in business? What services should we render? What should we do? What will I do, or what can I create that people are going to want? What is it? What is that thing that people want? Tip number 4, a business solution is a problem that you've already got. So think about it. What is a problem that you have that you just can't get the right product, just can't get the right service, just can't get the right outcome? What is that problem? Can you not sit back and think, hang on a minute, can I make this into a business idea? Nobody out there has that thing that I need. Can I create that into a business? Now let me put that into my personal example. 12 years ago, I got married. And my wedding was a carnival. Yes, it was. Huge. Hundreds of people. Like, yeah, the only word I can use to describe it was a carnival. Massive. And because I am such an organized freak and I like to do my thing and, you know, quite controlling in some respects, I didn't quite let go of my wedding and allow people to support me and help me on the day and make sure that everything was running in order. So what happened? On the morning that I'm getting my face done, I'm getting my makeup and everything ready, my phone's ringing, somebody hasn't turned up at the reception, my phone's ringing, where is the box of the XYZ? And I'm trying to get my makeup done and I'm trying to answer all these questions whilst trying to be the bride on the day. Then my wedding starts, I get to the reception and I'm sitting at the high table with my husband. Back in the day it was called high table. Gosh, I think y'all call it sweetheart table now? Sweetheart? Gee. Time has changed. But anyway, I was on the high table and I would see things were not quite correct. But because I didn't let go and let other people help me, I struggled a little bit on that day. And that was a problem. So the problem that I found was, gosh, I never want another bride to be in a situation where she's done everything, she didn't hand it over to somebody to support her, and then she didn't really enjoy her day. But she did enjoy her day, because I did, but not to the fullest because my mind was still in organization mode. So the problem was, a bride needs to let go and enjoy her day. And the solution was having an event planner that would allow you to relax and enjoy your day and be the bride while somebody else is doing the running around for you. And that's how I created my event management business, 360 Hype. I had a problem and I turned that problem into a business solution. My event management business, to His grace, has been a successful business, even to the extent to have been able to mentor a beautiful young lady into where she is with her business today. Wins Loves Events. I'm gonna put a link to her business in the description box below. Please check her out and please follow her. But I want you to also watch her video on her take on what it was like, her coming up into this business by meeting me. Now, I'm not putting this video out to brag, because I'm not that kind of person to brag, but I just want to show you an example of what it's like when sisters encourage sisters. When sisters don't have that feeling of, you're here to take my business, so back off. That's not an attitude to have in business. And I don't have that attitude. And Winnie's video will show you exactly what she feels. So enjoy watching that video.
Hi everyone, my name is Winnie Opoku and I am the founder of Wins Love Events. What can I say? Ruth was and has always been my mentor in terms of events and weddings. I met her in 2013 at a wedding and I just needed an extra pair of hands, and I thought to myself, why not give them the extra pair of hands that they need? And ever since then, Ruth has really brought me under her wing, and as a family member, as a little sister, she trained me up on the ropes on events management, coordination, wedding planning, and being a great wedding planner. 360 Hype is more than just wedding planners and event coordination, and there are my sisters and they are my family, and I'm so grateful for Ruth for doing this. She's always been so patient with me. In every little detail, she makes sure that she articulates herself, makes sure that I understand what I'm doing, and she's never short from a phone call away, and I really appreciate that so much. I don't think I've said it enough, but I always wanted to be a wedding planner. I always wanted to do events, but I didn't have the right training or knew the right people to go to. But I'm so glad our paths crossed, because I wouldn't have had it any other way. Ruth, you are amazing. You are a strong woman, a loving wife, a mother, and an older sister to me. I mean, I call you Mama Ruth because you are my mama in the game. If I went somewhere else, I don't think I would have been able to be as successful as I am, and it's all down to you. Thank you for not making it feel like work experience. Thank you for making it feel like I was part of the team from the very get-go. And that's because you're a great boss, a great leader, and a great manager, and a great role model. I also want to say that without 360 Hype, I know I wouldn't have been able to do my own business with Wins Love Events. And some people may have felt a bit some kind of way where I've trained up this girl and now she's going to do her own wedding planning events company. But you never made it feel like that. You always supported me, and I'm thankful and I'm grateful for your selfless heart in doing that. Thank you so much for everything. If I don't thank you enough, I want this video to be a testimony of your great work, a testimony of your hardship, a testimony of you being an entrepreneur, a strong, determined businesswoman, a woman of faith, a beautiful wife, selfless mother, and a selfless teacher. And thank you for being my teacher. I think it goes without saying that without you, the 360 Hype sisters, I don't call us a team, the 360 Hype sisters, I wouldn't have had the tools and the needs and the skills to do what I could do today. I wouldn't have had the tools and the skills to set myself my own business and to really push myself, and that's all down to you, and I'm very, very grateful for that. God bless you. Bye.
Tip number 5, get close to real people, and I'm gonna accentuate on the word real. Get close to real people in the business area, the industry area that you are in terms of your business or where you want to go to. And why do I say real people? We can search the whole of Instagram and Facebook and find the big names that are in the area that we want to get to. But let's be real, they're bigger than us right now, and you can't have that direct contact or communication and ask them the whys and the ifs. I can't contact Coca-Cola and see if Coca-Cola will give me hints and tips as to how I can get to where they are. But I can contact a friend of a friend that I know has a local drinks company based in Kent or somewhere, and they're building up their drinks company. I can ask, can I have an hour or two slot with them to speak to them and see how they get on in their business and what they do? You should even be ready to pay for that. If you're not necessarily close to the person, know the person, people render their services, and you can pay for an hour's consultation with somebody from that industry. Take that notebook and write everything down you need to know, or questions that you have, to get answered from a real person, someone that's already walked the steps. Because you know what? There's no idea out there that is new, but it is me that is doing it, and I've never done it before. So it's a new idea from me. So find people out there that you can talk to, you can ask questions with. Find people in your network, and there will always be someone that knows someone that knows someone that knows someone and can put you in touch. So keep it real and talk to somebody who's real. Tip number 6, I'm gonna say it. Let Google be your friend. And what do I mean by that? You can type anything and everything into Google, and somebody somewhere, or a company somewhere, or a link somewhere, or a PDF somewhere is sitting on Google that can help you and give you advice. Make Google your friend. I am forever typing into Google, how to, when can I, what if I, where do I find? I am always typing into Google. Have the patience to go through the Google pages and maybe just click on page number 9, because obviously there's usually loads of pages. Have the patience either to go through them or go down into the pages and see what support you can get. You'd be surprised that in starting a business, you can find a lot of companies online that can help you. They can either help you for cheap, really cheap, or they can help you for free. An example, I personally use Canva. Canva is an online designing software, I think. Excuse my English, I'm not in all of that. But basically, I use Canva to make the designs for my t-shirts. I use Canva to make my flyers, for instance. eBay. I will go on eBay and find a local printer to print the flyers out. You can even go so far into eBay and find local printers in your area. So not everything has to be at a high expense, especially when you are starting. It is very common for people to want to put in front of you, yeah, you gotta pay for this, gotta pay for that, gotta pay for this. Nuh-uh, you don't have to. And if you do have to pay, you don't have to pay the extortionate prices. Remember, when you're starting business, how much have you started with? How much do you actually have to spend? And in most situations, we don't have that much to spend in the beginning. So there are so many tools, so many freelance websites that you can render services from at a very low rate, if not free, to support your business. Tip number 7, social media. Social media, social media, social media. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat. You have got to find a love for these channels. And why do you need to find the love for these channels? That's all we are all on. What am I talking to you on now? You're watching me on YouTube. So you have got to get in with the social media and be prepared to promote your business, promote your services, promote yourself on these social media channels. So if you're not social media friendly, but yet you want to start a business and you want people to find you, buy from you, take your services, you got to get on the social media. That's just simple. Social media is the future, guys. Let's get with it. Let's get out there, make yourself look good, make your business look good, and get on social media. I also was fortunate to be able to be featured on the BBC in my event management business. I had a bride, I had a client at the time that the BBC were looking to do snippets or understand the African culture and weddings. And the BBC found me. And this was through social media. This is through being out there, doing social media, taking my business to exhibitions. They found me. So you don't know what it is that you can do, and you don't know what it is that people outside are looking and seeing that you can be found. I mean, to take your wedding onto the BBC or a client's wedding it was a fantastic opportunity. So in your business, make sure your social media is on tip-top shape, because you just don't know where that call, where that text, where that DM is gonna come from. Tip number 8, family and friends. Use family and friends to bounce ideas off. Now, I know an earlier tip I said was find real people in your industry that you want to go in or that you're in. Yes, but once you're in that industry, or once you've got that service, or once you've got that product, use family and friends to support you. Now, what do I mean by that? Get them to, if you're going into food, get them to taste your products. Get them to give you opinions of your products. Do a little family tasting session. Get them to be blindfolded. Put your food out on the table and get them to mark it and comment on what they think of it. Get them to be your initial brainstorming team before you take it out to the real world. Get your family, if you're doing clothing, get your family to model your clothing. Now, I've got a son, my big boy Tarek. Yeah, I've used him once to model my clothing. He did it because, yeah, let me tell you, I look good in it. But the truth is, he's my son, he's got the stature and the look for my t-shirt, and I put him in my t-shirt. That would have cost me money if I'd given that to a model to wear. So use your family and friends to bounce ideas. I've got a beautiful network of girlfriends that when I want to put out some t-shirt ideas, I send it to them and they come back and say, oh, maybe not this, or maybe not that, or why not add this, or why not add that. Sometimes hearing that, you're thinking, oh, but I knew what I wanted to do. But then you're thinking, actually, hang on a minute, they are actually a representation of the market outside. So maybe I should take their points into consideration. So I use them as my little brainstorming team. So use family and friends out there to build the confidence in your products and services before you take it out to market and while it is in the market. Family and friends have never been so useful to me since I started business. Tip number 9. Get the balance correct. Now, a lot of us have our private businesses, and a lot of us are still working in our 9-to-5s, and a lot of us are family women and men. A lot of us have social activities. A lot of us work in our church community. A lot of us do so many things. So you've got to get the balance right. Nothing that you do should slack off. Your church commitment shouldn't slack off. Your 9-to-5 commitment shouldn't slack off. Your looking after your home and your children shouldn't slack off. Your social life shouldn't slack off. And your business shouldn't slack off. But you've got to get the balance right. And what do I mean by that? Create time for your business. I really mean that. Create specific time that you will spend on developing your business. I, for one, spend a lot of my Sunday afternoons sketching, planning, scheduling my social media. That's one of the tips earlier on. And what I want to do for the coming week. So that way, during the week, I know I've got everything else I'm running around with, sorting the kids out for school, sorting out all sorts. But I've already planned my time and I've already scheduled the social media pictures and videos that are gonna go out. And therefore, my children are not complaining, "Mummy, we're hungry, you're not feeding us, you're sitting on the computer." My husband is not complaining that I'm spending too much time in my business and it's affecting my relationship. So in business, get the balance right. I don't know what you've got going on in your life, but whatever you've got going on, everything can balance. You've got to get that balance right. And finally, tip number 10, which I think is, don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to say not now. I think in business, and maybe not even necessarily just in business, in different areas of our lives, and because we want to please people, we're always quick to say, yes, I'll do it. Yes, I can. Yes, yes, yes. And then you will take on so much, and then you become overwhelmed, you become flustered. And when you take on so much, the quality in what you're doing, something gives. The quality in one area or the other will give, because you're not either able to spend as much time on it or as much focus on it. So when you're starting a business, don't be afraid to have loads of business ideas and park a few of them and say, right, that one is not for now. Or even say, that one is not for me. Or if you're doing a business and then somebody comes along and says, yeah, add this to your business, yeah, do this. No, because I had a plan, I wrote it down, and I made it plain and clear, and I know what I want to achieve. So therefore, no, I'm not doing that. In the past, because of the kind of person that I am, and I'd always want to please everybody and make sure everyone's happy, I used to struggle with saying no, really struggle with saying no. And it took its effect on me in different ways, and maybe one day there'll be a video about that. But I've now learned it is okay to say no. And I've also now learned it's okay to say no and lose that business opportunity for whatever it is, for whatever reason it is at that time. But I'll go into that on another day, on another video, another time. Thanks for sticking around and watching this video, and I hope you were able to watch it from tip number 1 right through to tip number 10. And I hope you can find one, at least one, that you can implement and make a benefit to you and your business. As I've said earlier on, feel free to hit me up in the description box below, find me on Instagram, send me a message, and let's talk. Let's see what your business ideas are. Bounce them off with me, bounce them, let's bounce together. That's what I like to do, and I would love to hear what you're doing. But I really hope you can benefit from these 10 top tips. As I said, I'm a real person. I am still using these tips to today. they are still making me successful today in my business. So if I can do it, you can do it, and we can all be successful. As always, stay you, stay awesome, stay P31. God bless.